Hey Socrates, how's it going? I guess it's been going okay. I've just been having a bit of trouble deciding on what to do with some things recently. I see what you mean, Socrates. That can be a bit tough to figure out sometimes. Anything in particular you're having a bit of trouble with figuring out? It's tough to say. I mean, I've been in school almost my entire life at this point. I've always been a fan of learning, finding new things to discover, figuring out how things work out in the world and in people's lives, but it's just become more and more difficult to determine what I should be pursuing because I love learning so much, but then when it comes to practical application, when it comes to putting what I know into practice, I'm drawing a blank, to be honest, John. It's really difficult at times for me to just sometimes speak, much less do, things that I feel the desire and the passion to fulfill. We live in a complicated world. There's a lot that we're having to deal with nowadays. By the way, can you hear me properly? It seemed for a second like you were having a bit of a hard time hearing me. Yeah, I mean, for a second there, you were sounding a bit distancy and echoing a bit far off, but I think you got it figured out now. What were you saying? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. Sometimes these online connections have a bit of latency, I guess you would say. Anyways, I was talking about how our world is pretty complicated now with the advent of the internet. Global communication happening within seconds. Ideas can be transferred at any time to anyone, anywhere, by any means, really. You could have somebody beep you using a beeper from the 80s and 90s. Some crazy stuff exists today. But I would encourage you to spend some time just writing it down because I notice you use your computer a lot to go through ideas and sort them out, but it might be a better idea for you, especially because you tend to be somebody that focuses a lot on ideas and tends to get lost in the shuffle with new ideas popping up all the time for you. I would recommend for you specifically to take the time to put them to paper, read them over, take some time away from the technology you usually use a lot of the time, and then just think about it. Spend a day. Think about what you have realized about yourself, what you wrote down, what things you could do, what things you think might be better suited for somebody else to achieve it. Like you could come up with the idea, but you might need to present it to somebody that you feel has a better handle on the situation. Yeah, I guess I see what you mean. I do have a tendency to overthink things occasionally, and it tends to hinder my ability to be able to accomplish the things I set myself out to do. I just hope that I can take the time, consider the things I need to get done and get them done. I mean, most people struggle with that today as it is. It's not an easy thing to do. It requires a lot of commitment, requires putting in a bit of effort. The funny thing is, a lot of what we have to do in life is not that complicated. In fact, most things are pretty simple. We make it sound hard because we choose to think of it as hard. So yeah, thanks, John. Talk to you next time.